Okay, I rebuilt this thing so many times to get the result that you guys see here. I really wanted to try a dagger gank build. I tried playing daggers out of stealth and they weren't good, like at all. And then I was like, okay, we got to try daggers in stealth. I went for absolute maximum damage, full glass cannon, as hard as we could possibly hit, and then we set up the combo. The combo was tricky to figure out because you have to come up with a combo that hits quickly, and Dagger doesn't really have access to any CC because their sluggish passive doesn't work. Now, I'm going to come back to the sluggish passive a little bit later in this video, but the combo I ended up landing on was the heavy attack from stealth into ambush, followed up by the thrusting slice. Now, the reason we put thrusting slice on the end of it is because you can actually chain this skill onto the end of your other abilities very quickly. And that's how we get that combo. It's not bad. It hits fairly fast and it hits fairly hard. Now, we could always pair it with something like Spear on the back bar to have kind of a lockdown stun combo. That is an option. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to have some survivability on this build when I popped out of stealth. If I use all my dagger skills to go for that gank, I'm going to need my back bar to keep myself alive. So I kept Rapier on the back bar for this build, and you guys will see with the Rapier, I think it was a really good choice. But anyway, we'll get into that PvP gameplay. We'll talk about the build. There's, of course, a breakdown of the build at the end of the video. Now let's get going on that commentary. The fight that's been going on here, I've just been doing my best to pick off as many kills as possible. And you see the playstyle of this build, very sneaky, very ganky. We just wait up, get into stealth, and then bam, drop the combo on this guy from behind. This guy actually was teabagging me earlier, so yeah, we just get a little bit of revenge on him. And then we go up to the next guy here. We sneak up behind him with the Rapier. I miss my flesh combo, but there you see the almost 5k flesh. And that's why I'm talking about the Rapier was a really good call, I think, for this build because of how much damage it does. Look at that. Oh my God, just absolutely melts that guy. As soon as we get on top of him, we missed him with the combo from stealth, but the Rapier still does it. And that's the combo right there with Rapier. The flesh into the evade light attack and so much damage so quickly. And then this guy out of stealth, we try to land the heavy attack. Unfortunately, we miss it, but the ambush does land. We get the immobilize and then finish him off with the Rapier as the friendlies get on top. And oh my God, look at the damage out of stealth. 8.7k no crit with the ambush. Jesus, man, that guy was squishy. And then this guy here, again, the Rapier is really nice because we need to have mobility on the end of our combo too. If we end up missing and popping out of stealth, the Rapier can help us stay on top. And there, I love it. That combo there, if the enemy dodges really early, the spin is also kind of tricky to dodge because if they dodge the beginning portion of the move, they can still get hit by the end portion of the move. Yeah, guys, there is so much going on this build. Oh my God, big gank from stealth there. We hit him with the flesh to finish him off. And I try to get on top of the next guy here. And as you can see, as soon as I get popped and they know where I am and they're attacking me, my first thing that I want to do is kind of get to cover. This is a very squishy build. We don't have a lot of healing power. We don't have staying power. We're basically just one-shot smack and then get the hell out of there. So that's exactly how we're going to play it. This guy ends up coming around the corner. I try to get him with the daggers. Unfortunately, he is moving too much and he's just out of range. And that's something that I'm working on a lot with the dagger too, is trying to figure out how to deal with a moving target when you want to land that gank on them a little bit smoother. And then here, this guy is actually stealthed up and he hits me with the spear as I try to go for my gank. And that's what I'm talking about, that spear gank there. I like the stun combo, but honestly, the damage is kind of limited with that spear combo. You're not going to do much more than like 10 to 12k damage to somebody. And this combo will hit a little bit harder than the spear combo, but it is dodgeable if your opponent is quick. So, you know, you have different options with this kind of a build. You don't have to go Rapier Dagger. You don't have to even run the dagger for the gank if you want. You have so many different things that you can do. Even Sword and Shield, I think, is an option. Hatchet is a good back bar option as well for survivability. Maybe a little bit of brawling potential because you have that Undeath perk. Honestly, so many cool combos you could do with a build like this. You have lots of options, so I like that. And I'm going to keep working on this setup. I already have made some changes from this video, and I know I'm going to make more. And I'm going to try to get the damage even higher. We're going to try to get the ganks even cleaner. We'll see how it goes, guys. So look forward to a little bit more of this in the future from me. I hope you guys like this video because this is a very different playstyle from what I'm kind of used to myself as well. And yeah, the Rapier always, I think the damage is crazy. I love this part here, 6.1k flesh. Oh my God. So I've got rogue flesh on the Rapier, 40% additional damage if your flesh is a backstab. That is craziness, man. For some reason, it seems to work off of crit, not backstab, I think. I'm not really sure because sometimes I'll get the bonus even when I don't land a crit. So it's kind of weird how the perk is working right now, but it is upping your flesh damage by a huge amount. And that's a big reason why we're landing so much damage with the flesh combo on a full glass cannon build like this. We can easily kill 10k HP with our flesh. Like, it's within kill range for sure. So yeah, this build is really fun because you have so much burst potential. Oh my god, the poor guy. He was looking for me and he was too slow to react. We get him from stealth with the gank. Down he goes. And then we just feed this guy a little bit of damage with the rapier as he comes around the corner. I love this build. I actually love this build. This is such a cool playstyle. It's so different from what I've done, from what I'm used to in this game. Anyhow, those are all the ganks that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the footage. Let's take a look at that build. This is full glass cannon, 100 strength, so we can get that additional physical, light, and heavy attack damage, which is important. Otherwise, everything else in dexterity. I would recommend to not go any con, nothing. You want full damage for this build. It's the only way that this build works well. Now, a few things to talk about for the dagger side of things. The final stealth passive, the ultimate one, does not work properly. It only gives you like 2% damage bonus. Also, the maiming initiation, which applies sluggish, does not work properly, but the damage bonus from it does work properly. So, I would actually say, guys, I don't think daggers need sluggish. I think they'll be way too overpowered if they get sluggish, because if you can't dodge this combo, you're dead. We can add more to the combo if you can't dodge it. People are going to die to this combo 100%, even if they can dodge it. So, yeah, I am worried about that. On the rapier side of things, I haven't really made any changes from what you guys normally see from me. I will actually make some changes to this for the next iteration of this build, though, so you guys will see when I get there. And then when we take a look at the weapons, on the dagger, we have got a perfect dagger here, -1 perk. I would like to have End instead of Shirking Abyss. Trenchant Rend is a must for that heavy attack being our opening move. And then Slippery Maneuver and Bushwhacked are both going to increase the damage of our dagger combo. So those are a must-have on the weapons. For the gem, I have the diamond, so you do more damage at max health. You could go for the gem that gives you additional damage if your opponent is CC'd. And then, of course, we got the finisher. The rest of the gear here is very glass cannon. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but mostly we're just focusing on thrust and slash damage. We have both thrust and slash damage sitting at 50% empower after we land our heavy attack with the dagger. So we are fully empowered with both types of damage on this build after we initiate the gank, which is super important. And yeah, Knave Assault, also a super important passive. Omnidirectional Evade, very important too. Rogue Flesh, like I said, on the Rapier, really, really powerful this patch. It's something I should have explored earlier. And then I've got an old piece with Leeching Flurry. You guys know me. I love the old Leeching Flurry, so I do prefer to run this if I can. And yeah, take a look at the jewelry side of things here. Now for the, I am running the Nimble Coat. Winged leather shoes is the better option. In the new version, I am running winged leather shoes instead of the nimble coat. I also tried Creed boots and they did not do well. It was really disappointing. So winged leather shoes, I think, are the way to go for this build. It's the best damage that I could find consistently across the board for this setup. And then for the jewelry here, you can see here we've got a lot of thrust and slash damage. I love this ring. That is a beautiful ring for a build like this. Should have some shirking heals in there, but whatever. And there you go, guys. That is pretty much the build. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the footage. I'll have a better version of it for you guys in the next couple days here. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.